Welcome student in our e-learning platform. I am Abhilasha Singh, your computer teacher. Today we are going to learn chapter number 7 of class 7, that is more on Python. In our previous chapter we have learned what is Python, features of Python, data type, variable and the input function. But in this chapter we are going to learn what are the operators, types of operator, data type, algorithm and the control structure. So let us begin with the index page. These are the headings which we are going to learn in this chapter. So let us begin with our first heading, that is operator. Operators are the symbol that perform arithmetic as well as logical operation on the operands and provide a meaningful result. Means it is used for carrying out various type of the operation on any given operands. It is a symbol that triggers the action on a data is called the operator. They are used to evaluate different type of the expression and manipulate the values of operands or the variable by performing different operation on the object of operation. Let us see the example. Here the function is there, some function is here, and here two operands are there, and with these two operands plus operator is working on A and B. This plus operator is called the operator. Let us see the types of the operator. Basically, these operators are used in Python. The operators are arithmetic operator, string operator, assignment operator, relational operator and the logical operator. Let us see these operators one by one. Arithmetic operator. Arithmetic operators are used to perform the basic mathematical calculation like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Means it is used for performing arithmetic operation on numeric operands. Okay? It is used with the numeric value to perform the common mathematical operation. This arithmetic operator are subdivided into the two parts. First one, that is a unary operator, and the second one is the binary operator. In unary operator we have only one operand, but in binary operator we have two operands. Means the operators work on only a single operand is called the unary operator, and the operator works on the two operands, that is called a binary operator. Okay, next heading, string operator. If you want to combine character together, at that time we need to use a string operator. Basically, string operator are of two types. First one, that is the concatenation operator, and the second one is the replication operator. If you want to combine two characters together, at that time we need to use this concatenation operator. This concatenation operator represent with the plus sign, and if you want to repeat the some character number of times, at that time we need to use this replication operator. This replication operator represent with the asterisk sign. Okay, next heading, assignment operator. Assignment operator is used to assign the value of an expression to a variable. Okay, generally it is used to assign the value to its left operand based on the values to its right operand. Means, let us see the example. Here A is the operands and the 10 is the value that are assigning to the A operands. Okay, and this equal to sign is represent the assignment operator. Next heading, relational operator. Relational operators are used to show the relationship between the operands. Okay, as you can see in this picture, this relational operator show the different type of the function or work on the different type of the operands. Okay, it is also known as the comparison operator. It is used to find the relationship between the two variables. To compare the value of two variables, Python provides the 6 relational operator as. The 6 relational operators are greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to, not equal to, greater than. Okay, these are the operator that we have seen in this type of the relational operator. Next, Boolean operator. If you want to see one result out of the two given statement, at that time we need to use logical or the Boolean operators. Okay, the Boolean type of the operators are and, or, and not. This and operator work as a multiplication. This or operator work as the addition, and this not operator work as a none of these, or the means you have to choose only one value. If you have written not, that means if you have written not just before the a, means it will not show the a value. Okay. Operator precedence. In an expression, there are many operators are involved in an expression. When two or more operator is to be evaluated in an expression, to resolve this problem of which execute or evaluate first, we are using this operator. Means with this Python interpreter give the decision to the expression which expression will execute first and which one execute later. Okay, basically there are the two type of the precedence operator are there. First as a precedence and second is the associative. This precedent is the priority order of an operator according to which is it to evaluate, means it is used to determine the order of the evaluation of an expression involving more than one operator. Means this precedence operator follow the BODMAS rule. Okay, and if have the same precedence, if an expression have the same precedence, at that time we need to use this associative operator. It is termed as the associativity, which tells the direction of the execution of the operator left to right or the right to left when operators in an expression have the same precedence. Okay, with this picture you can understand more. Means this is work on the top to bottom. Means if an expression have these type of the precedence, then this will execute according to the decision of the Python interpreter. Means, and if an expression have the parenthesis, that will execute first, after that exponential, then binary and unary, then multiplication, division, floor division, after that binary addition, then relational operator, and that Boolean logical operator. Means higher precedence operator are operated before the lower precedence. This is the rule of the precedence operator. Next heading is the algorithm. Algorithm is a well-defined step-by-step procedure for a way to write a program. It helps us to understand the problem and its solution in a better way. Let us take the real life example. If you are guiding a place to a person, then you have to guide that place to that person in a step by step. Otherwise, the person will get confused. That is why we have to write the algorithm in a step by step to solve a problem. Okay. As you can see this example, here a person is applying for a driving license. For applying a driving license, a person have to check their age. If her or his age is greater than 18, then he or she can be eligible for applying the license. Otherwise, if her and his age is less than 18, then they are not eligible for applying the license. That means you have to follow the instruction or follow the algorithm step-by-step rule for applying the driving license. With this, I am just taking this example for your more understanding about the algorithm. Algorithm is just a step-by-step procedure to solve a problem in a better way. Next heading, that is the flowchart. Flowchart is just a pictorial representation of a solution in a step-by-step manner. Means if you have written some algorithm and you want to show that algorithm or that solution in a pictorial manner, at that time we need to use this flowchart. With this flow chart, a person can understand more easily as compared to the algorithm. Okay, here as you can see in this picture is wherever you are starting a flow chart or the algorithm, you have to start with the start button and close with the stop button. For giving the instruction, then you are starting the algorithm and then you are finishing the algorithm. For that we need to use this start and the stop. Okay, after that, this was the first step that you have written in the algorithm. Here firstly the person have to check their age, then you have to put this diamond box for checking the condition. If her or his age is greater than 18, then they are eligible for the license. Otherwise, if they are not eligible or less than his or her age is less than 18, then they are not eligible for the driving license. After that, you have both will be passed to the stop because your condition is fulfilled, and then you want to stop that flow chart or the stop that process. That is why it will lastly it will go to the stop, and firstly it will start from this start. It is compulsory to write this start and this stop, because wherever you are writing algorithm or the flow chart, you should start with this start and stop with this stop. Okay, it is compulsory or the mandatory rule for the writing the algorithm or making the flow chart. Next heading is type of control structure. In Python, basically we are learn about these three type of the control structure, that is sequential, conditional and the iterative. Okay, let us see one by one these type of the control structure. In sequential statement, the statement in a program are executed in a sequential manner, okay, where one statement is followed by the other. Here no possibility of branching off to the another action. Means if you have the number of expression and you want to execute the second expression first, then it is not possible in this type of the sequential statement. Okay, second one, that is the conditional statement. In this conditional statement, cause the program control to transfer to a specific location depending upon the outcome of the conditional expression. Okay, every decision involve a choice between the two alternative yes or no result. If condition statement is true, then one set of the statement is executed, otherwise the other set of the statement is executed. Okay, and the next one, that is the iterative statement. This statement enable the execution of a set of the statement to repeat till the condition is true. Means as soon as the condition becomes false, the controls come out of the loop and repetition stop. Okay, these all are the theoretical part about this chapter. In our next video, we will see all the practical related to this chapter. Hope you understand each and every topic of this chapter very well. With this, I am going to finish this lecture. Have a good day.